Hey, what's up everybody? What's up Gray? What's up Nick? Alright, so I'm not sure if any of you have had a chance to see or watch any of the walkthroughs that I posted. Something new that I'm try to expand my content, I guess. So I did some walkthroughs for Pro Division with my Sky Pro account. So one video for each hole, kind of talking about, you know, how I'm setting it up or what I'm looking at. They're all first looks, so the first time I'd seen the wind, first time, you know, kind of trying to determine what shots to play. So just a bunch of first looks. So this round is going to be basically expanding on that, tweaking the adjustments that I need to tweak based on how my misses were. So that sort of thing. So check those out if you like. But I'll talk about the adjustments and everything in this stream as well, and then you can always feel free to come back and rewatch it. And then after the pro walkthrough, we'll do a little practice round for expert. I haven't seen anything for expert yet. No winds, no wind directions, anything like that. Haven't played any practice rounds, so that'll be a first look as well, just a full 9. So, but all right. So first hole, let me pop some chests first. Alright, so first hole we're going to be using a sniper, and we're going to be setting up at the min line. So I want to make sure I don't have a 135 yard long iron in my bag, otherwise I'm not going to have that hard line to kind of push up against. We're going to be using a Kingmaker. Now this is intended to be a practice round, however, if I were to get hot, I guess, in the first 3 holes, like if I were to make, you know, get 2 drops in the first 3 holes, something like that, maybe I would consider qualifying it. I'd probably want to at least shoot a 15, but we'll see. So it could be a practice round, could be a qualifying round. I'm going to use a navigator. So I'm going to start with a navigator, and then I'm going to use a Kingmaker to do my setup. So start with a navigator, because I know I've mentioned it before, you always want to start with the ball that you intend to hit, because there's been, you know, issues with glitches where it didn't let you change balls. So you want to make sure that you're starting the hole with the ball you want to use, and then you can always switch to another ball if you're using another 1 or 2 or whatever for setup purposes, and then switch back at the very end. But
nice on.
Alright, so like I said, we're going to use a navigator ball, and we're going to be playing this. See, I'm going to set my spin first. So I'm going to do about 3.8 backspin with 1 left spin. Switch to my Kingmaker, because I'm going to use the min line as the reference point, and then I'm going to have the blue ring touching the left rough. Switch back to my navigator ball. I'm playing this one at P3 min plus 10% elevation. I want to favor 1201. So I'm going to pull this about 5 rings. We hit perfect, see what happens.
Shot.
Ooh, so close, so close. All right, so
Nice on.
yeah, that's very close. Great speed. What's up, Daryl? Thanks for the good luck, man. Great speed, and almost a perfect line. So I think the only thing that I'll probably change, like I like the 3.8 backspin, and I like the 1 left spin because it gives you that hard reference point
Birdie.
as far as the spins go. The 3-point, you know, you especially don't want to have two spins to deal with that aren't at a hard line. So if I'm trying to do like 3.8 backspin and like 0.9 left spin or whatever, you're really leaving it up to a lot of interpretation on what that is. This way, you know, I've got the 1 side spin, the 1 left spin, like I know it's going to be there because I'm going to start with a kingmaker with the setup, and then I'm going to have, you know, I'm going to have it chopped off with the side spin 1 of the navigator. So I've got that set, so that's not a problem. So then I'm really just trying to kind of guesstimate the 3.8 backspin. You've had the spin setting lock up? Yeah, there's definitely been all kinds of glitches. That would be super unfortunate. Like the ball thing, you could definitely get around that a little bit better, but the spin, I would rather not be able to change the ball, especially when you can account for it by starting with the right ball. But yeah, not being able to change spin would really suck. So hopefully we don't see that anytime. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do everything exactly the same. Honestly, I might. So the speed was really good. But I think what I'll probably end up doing is I'll just actually adjust it a little bit less, because I like having the blue ring touching the left rough. You know, I'm set up at P3 min, blue ring touching the left rough. I don't want to have to try to even guesstimate being a little bit off of that. So I might just adjust a little bit less, like maybe do P3 min, 10% elevation minus 0.1. You know, and that might be in the hole. So we'll see. But pretty good look, great speed. Let's move on to hole 2. So hole 2, what's up, Ben? Thanks for the good luck, man. All right, hole 2, we're gonna be playing extra mile and big dog. So I don't know if I have a bag set for that. And I always try to kind of keep my bags in order. So like hole 1, I'm using a sniper, so I've got my sniper, and I want to make sure I got my min line, so I got the backbone in there. So hole 2, I'm gonna be using my extra mile 7 and my big dog. I do know that I've got another hole where I'm going to use an extra mile, and I'm actually going to probably play a backbone approach, 123, 120. Yeah, we'll just stick with that for now. It should be all right. But, all right, so hole number 2, I'm going to be doing extra mile 7, big dog with a kingmaker. All right, so we're gonna do 4 top spin, 1 left spin. So I'm gonna switch to my navigator, chop off the side spin, and I'm gonna be setting up at P3 max. So kind of just, you know, we don't wanna get too close to that bunker. Obviously, we don't wanna risk great left and then going in it. So just kind of somewhere about there, playing this at 10% elevation. So about 3.2. And we hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
Got a really good rollout this morning, so let's see if we're still looking at the same kind of good rollout. Yep, nice smooth rollout, not flirting with the rough at the end of the fairway. And so far, I mean, 2 for 2 I haven't had any kind of dead bounce where it's leaving me way short. So far that drive seems pretty consistent. Yeah, definitely. So the biggest thing for the approach is you want that 180 yards of power. So, and I think Cat 3, and I'm not sure what the ball guide, so that'll be what it is. You want 180 yards of power, and then whatever's got the best ball guide. So I'm not sure what the ball guide comparison is between a Cat 3 and a big dog. But all I'm going to be using on the approach is one topspin. So yeah, I would definitely use whatever one's got the better ball guide. 180 yards and then whatever's got the better ball guide. Hey, what's up, William? Thanks for the good luck, man. All right, so I'm playing this one, like I said, I'm playing it one topspin, max right spin. And due to my limited ball guide, I'm really having to kind of guesstimate where it's aiming. So I kind of look at that like it's at the hole. You know, that's about a square left, and I kind of came in about a square right this morning. So I'm looking to aim about two squares, excuse me, to the left. Playing this one -10 elevation. I'm at max club, so I'm gonna go about 2.15-ish, if I can guesstimate that. And we hit perfect, so let's see what happens. Oh, hey, what's up, Michael? Thanks for the good luck, man. All right, so it's
Nice on.
there's definitely something that's really kicking it to the right, because that's about how much I missed this morning as well, and I feel like I was aiming more left this time. So there's something that's really kind of seeming to kick it more to the right. So I think one thing, talking about a square, one thing I might attempt to do going forward is I don't know if I want to necessarily, I mean, I might try to just aim more left, like really kind of exaggerate it, but I don't want to get too crazy, because then I don't know what the slope over there is necessarily going to be like. So one thing I might also think about doing is taking off some spin. So I'll start with max right, one top, kind of aim it, you know, what looks like what looks like about 2 squares left, and then I might remove a bar of side spin to try to kind of get me more set up. That way I'm landing in the same, you know, general spot, but then it's kind of playing more left. I don't know, something to investigate further tomorrow. But either way, it's definitely a safe eagle, you know, with a decent alba opportunity. You know, as good of an alba opportunity as you can get, I feel like, with 2.3 ball guide. So if you have the means to use a better club, like a Cat, you know, 3, 4, 5, again, not sure what the ball guides are on each of those, I guarantee at least 4 and 5 are better than 2.3 ball guide, then I would highly encourage using those.
Perfect shot. Nice on.
Alright, on to hole number 4. What do we got? We're doing an extra mile. Alright, extra mile, and then I'm thinking about doing the backbone approach. So ideally I want to have maybe a max backbone, because we're looking at 4 extra yards, but 123 could be alright. Let me give me 1 second. All right, so we're going extra mile, and I think a backbone on the approach. So if you did see my video this morning, I was set up at P2 max, but I'm going to switch it up and I'm just going to set up at P1 max. So I'm going to switch to the quasar. I have 4 top spin, 2 left spin. I'm going to have the red ring touching the left rough at P1 max. Switch back to my Kingmaker, and I'm playing this one 10% elevation. I'm still using P3 numbers, and actually I'm going to use power 1 numbers actually. So I'm going to go 2.5 rings, because I'd rather favor being more left than more right. What I'm trying to do is get myself in the sweet spot for some plus yardage at the pin. Perfect ball.
Perfect shot.
So if I can have plus yardage at the pin with my backbone 8, sit, that'll help me to really get a good gauge of my distance to the hole. And if I'm looking at like a 5-6 yard range that I can hit my drive to every single time to get plus yardage at the pin, then it'll be very easy to dial in a long iron rough bump. So that's what we're trying to accomplish at this point with our drive. And if I need to back off a little bit more on top spin, I will. If I need to go a little bit more left, I will. But we'll see where this one puts us.
Perfect shot.
Hey, what's up, Flip? Thanks for the good luck, man. Yeah, you definitely could use the higher end Grizzly for the ball guide, but really with the rough bump, like the ball guide is not a huge issue. You're still going to have a good enough rollout, and I'm going to be using a set spin. So as long as you're kind of in the right direction. So okay, so a little bit more to the right. So we're close, but we'd actually want to be a little bit more right. So honestly, I might stick with the drive that I use, but do max topspin. So it's actually driving a little bit further, and then I should be hopefully sitting there perfectly with plus yardage. So we need to find a good rollout, and I know it's going to get there. I'm not sure what the ball guide is specifically. But I'm basically just going to play this. I'm just going to at least attempt play this one at max -5, because I know I'm not at max, but we'll just kind of see where it puts us. And we hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
So okay, so under adjusted, so a little bit more.
Nice on.
And I know we were close to max. So I probably could have played that one at 0. Oh, you know what? I actually used, I super under adjusted. I used way wrong adjustment. It was like under a ring. So actually, it might have been close. But I'm not fully dialing in the plus yardage yet, and I'll start forfeiting after this one, and it will be a practice round. But I want to get my drive, I think, a little bit further down. I like the line that I had with the drive, but a little bit further down. So if I do just the max topspin for the EM7, I think that'll put me at plus yardage at the pin. So, but good. It was good speed on the rough bump, and in general, I feel like it's a fairly good landing area as far as consistency goes. Just can't under adjust it. I played min numbers instead of max numbers, so. But it's Monday. This one's obviously a replay.
Perfect shot.
Hey, what's up, Jim? Thanks for the good luck. All right, so update my notes and use max top again as a extra mile 7, and then I'm gonna do everything else the same, and then tomorrow during my practice rounds we'll be able to see how that leaves us as far as plus yardage goes. Now another issue, if you don't have consistency between clubs, like I believe I've got a backbone 9 on my other pro account, and I'm not sure what the power rating is on that, but if it's 127, we're looking at 4 yards more. That'll actually put me in perfect position for plus yardage with the drive I just hit. So I want to make sure that if I do have a difference in power level on my other account, that I'm not going to put myself past plus yardage, basically where +1 starts past the cup. So I want to have both. I want to have both giving me plus yardage with the same drive, giving me plus yardage at the pin, and then I'll just have to obviously figure out between the two clubs how it relates as far as the adjustment goes. All right, let's see. Hole 4 wasn't the greatest, I don't think, on my attempt this morning. I'm gonna kind of try to do something similar to what I did, but I hit great, which is never great. But I also wasn't super sold on the adjustment. So we'll kind of go with how I updated my notes. I'm gonna play 2.5 topspin, no side spin, set up at P5 min. I'm gonna play min plus 30, P5 min plus 30. I'm gonna get my 2.5 top. Now I want to be able to play at P5 min because I like having that hard line, and kind of the more I come right, it's just it starts playing around that fringe and really not giving me. So maybe if I do 2.5 top, and it's okay if I were to time out, I could still get another look. That's definitely more consistent. So I'm just gonna let it time out, and then I'll have my opportunity to hit after my opponent goes. It's already a dump round anyway, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, we're gonna try that. We're gonna try 2.5 top spin. We'll do 1 left spin, and then I'm gonna set up at P5 min using the berserker, and I'm gonna play at P5 min plus 30. So when it's our turn again, we'll see how that plays out. What's up, Rick? Thanks for the good luck, man. So thinking +5 might be a good number then. Percent, +5%. Are you talking about for the approach shot on 3, Nick?
Nice
on. I'm still thinking, no, like I totally screwed up my adjustment on that one. I'm still thinking 0%, but yeah, it could be 5. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I get my wind. All right, so now I'm gonna set up at P5 min, and I am having to kind of eyeball the line. It kind of slopes more left. So just kind of trying to have it look like it's going at it. Switch to my Kingmaker. I'm gonna go 6.5 rings. And we hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, it'll probably either be 0% or 5%, to be honest, but just need to do a little bit more. All right, practicing,
Nice on.
like in tomorrow's rounds, as far as that goes. But once I get that drive dialed in on hole 3, and I'm consistently having plus yardage at the pin, then it's just gonna be a matter of doing minor adjustments to the approach. You know, once I get a drop, then I'll know I've got that I've got that specific plus yardage dialed in, and I can just adjust based on any differences. Like if I know +5 at the cup is P3 max 0, for instance, then I know +4, where I'm actually a little bit closer, is going to be P3 max 0 minus, you know, X number of rings. Be like 0.0 whatever, like a very small adjustment. Or maybe I aim, you know, left edge because I'm going to adjust the same amount, but I want it to go a little bit shorter, something like that. So the important part on 3 is going to be getting the drive specifically dialed into a good range of yardage, like a 5-yard range where I've got plus yardage at the pin every single time, and then I'll just figure out the adjustment from there. All right, so we came in left, and I'm just thinking maybe it's probably an over adjust, to be honest, because I think when I was bringing it more to the right, I feel like it was kind of sloping more left, or it's still just a little bit too much topspin. I don't know, still a little bit more, but I do like that it was a fairly consistent rollout. It'll just be a matter of getting the right adjustment, but I do want to keep playing at the P5 min line because I like having that hard line as one of my barriers. So we'll see, still a work in progress. All right, hole 5, so hole 5, I attempted a blast shot this morning, which I hit perfect. I mean, it was, you know, for all intents and purposes, it was great, but I overcurled it a little bit too much, and then it also made me think that it's a little bit not forgiving. You know, a great left, I feel like, would have put me in that little rough, that little island rough in the last fairway. A great right would put me probably in the bunker. So having to rely on hitting perfect, I wasn't a fan of. So I kind of like I put myself, this morning when I blasted, I put myself like right here in the rough. So I determined that leaving something, I'm gonna try leaving something back a little bit will allow me to hit a short iron approach. See if we can do this.
Perfect shot.
As long as it doesn't go too far. Okay. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Plenty of space. Under curled and still too much. All right, so I'm just gonna pitch out because I still want to be able to see the general area I'm gonna be hitting a short iron from. But honestly, that setup, so I was P2 max at max extension, red ring touching the rough on the right. And then I adjusted it P3 max plus 10. You know, I think I had one top, max right, and then I just did a little bit of curl. So I think next time I'll probably do max right with no top spin, and I'm gonna do max curl. Everything else set up the same. Because that distance I feel like is pretty good. I might even do, I'm even maybe inclined to do one backspin, because I don't want to go past plus yardage. Hey, what's up, Cars? What's up, Rahul?
Great
Thanks for
shot.
the good luck, guys. But I feel like I had, you know, very good clearance as far as the max OP and curl and everything goes. Like I wasn't landing close to that rough where I might clip it and trickle into the water or something like that. So I think I want to be, you know, somewhere around here. And like I said, probably a little bit further back because I think this will give me more plus yardage at my landing spot. If I was a little further up, you know, I can get plus yardage at the, well, we'll just see where this puts us.
Great shot.
So if I were to drive it here, it'd probably be no topspin. So I'm guessing that to get to this point where I just pitched out to would be no topspin, max right spin, and then everything else that I set up would be the same, except I would also use max curl, which I think for extra mile 7 is like 47 curl, I believe.
Great shot. Nice on.
So I'm hoping the area that I'm at will give me some plus yardage at my landing spot. Okay, so yeah, pretty much. So we'll set up right at 0. And I want to do about, I think, 2 bars of backspin. And I'd prefer to not use any side spin, but let's see what our landing area looks like. So pretty good left to right, forward and back, it's staying in line. So a really good landing area. I'm gonna be about a square short, kind of in line. And I'm going to adjust this one 10% elevation using P0 numbers. So close to 3 rings. I'm sorry, P1 numbers is what I went with. Oh, if I don't time out. Oh, great left.
Great
I'm watching
shot.
the clock and I hit great left. Let's see where it goes. Yeah, so at a good speed, I'm quite certain that perfect would have been in. So yeah, so again, to recap how I'll play it next time is I'm gonna set up with a katana ball. Forfeit that. I'm gonna set up with a katana ball. I'm gonna do no topspin, no backspin. I'm gonna do max right spin. And I'm gonna have the red ring touching the rough. So like the 2 o'clock position, I guess, of the red ring, if you look at it like a clock, is gonna be touching the rough line at max extension. I'm gonna let it fall back down to rest. And then I'm gonna adjust P3 max plus 10. So I'm gonna be using a Kingmaker ball, but setting up with a katana, like with the range of a katana. And then I'm gonna max overpower, max right curl, and that should hopefully put me in the position that I just pitched myself out to. And even if I'm like a little bit further back, the only thing that would probably change going forward if I was a little bit further back, hitting the ball further, is maybe a little bit more backspin. Maybe, you know, upwards of 2.5 bars of backspin, because you're going to be having bigger bounces due to the longer distance. So yeah, I think that'll be a good approach going forward. All right, hole 6. So this is going to be an extra mile and big dog with the Kingmaker.
Great shot.
All right, so I'm playing this one 2 backspin, max left spin. Pull this out to max extension. I'm gonna have the yellow ring touching the left rough. Let it fall down to rest, and then I'm doing a 10% adjustment. So I'm gonna go a little over 3 rings, about 3.1. Then I'm gonna do max overpower and just a little bit of left curl. Great left, should be fine. I had plenty of clearance to the left earlier. Yep, safely away from the rough, running up. Safe rollout near the end of the fairway, but not through it. Good to go. Leave me a good approach with a bad ball guide with the big dog. So. Oh, you know what? I just realized that on hole 2 was the par 5. I used the, I was playing like I had a big dog 7, but I've got a big dog 6, so I definitely over adjusted. Alright, so that's good to know at least. So not necessarily that there's any weird bounces. Again, talking back about hole 2, any weird bounces on the approach, I just simply over adjusted. So now we'll be set for this approach, and I'm going to be playing this 0 elevation. So I'm doing 2 right spin, 1 back spin, playing this like max club. Kind of want the second bounce landing, you know, short of the fringe, basically where it is there. Try to kind of eyeball the aim at the hole. And like I said, I'm playing this one 0% elevation. So I'm gonna go a little over 2. And we hit perfect, get in the hole. Or at least get close to the hole. Alright, so still a little bit hot. We tried half a bar backspin this morning and it went, you know, pretty well past. Stayed on the green, but still pretty well past. 1 bar backspin also still going pretty well past. So I think next time we're gonna drop all the way down to 2 backspin, and we'll kind of see how that rolls out to the hole. But a pretty decent line. I might actually go a little bit more on the adjustment, and I know we're adjusting down the hill, and you know, the bounces might be changing, this and that. But if we can at least get in the vicinity of the hole, I feel like any drops you might get are going to be pretty fortunate, at least if you're using a big dog. If you guys are able to use, you know, maybe a higher power ball, or you've got a sniper 10, that'll give you a little bit more reach. You might be able to play the approach with a sniper. And, you know, it might even be worth looking into tomorrow, playing it further down the slope and with topspin, and I can use my sniper. It just, you know, having a sniper 8 with only 166 yards definitely puts me at a little bit more of not wanting to do that, just because of how much further back I'd have to set up. But I might try it with my sniper 9 account, which is 170 yards, and kind of see what the bounce and everything looks like down below, and do maybe a topspin shot into the hole. So I'll take a look at that tomorrow for sure. All right, hole 7. So this one's going to be, yeah, another extra mile and then a backbone approach with a kingmaker. If you guys have any questions, make sure you ask, and I'll do my best to answer whatever I can. Alright, so I'm playing this one 1 backspin, 2 left spin, so I'm going to swap to a quasar to get my spin set. Back to the kingmaker. I'm going to set up at P3 max with the yellow ring touching the rough. And then I'm just going to adjust this one 0 elevation. So I'm going to go about 3.1 rings. And we hit perfect, so that's good. And so similarly to hole 3, we're trying to get our drive in a good range to have some plus yardage at the pin. So I changed from initially using a Goliath on this hole to now a backbone, because I want to get some plus yardage at the pin, and then hopefully have a good range, you know, a good little 5-yard range of drive distances that I can get to every time consistently, and then hopefully dial in a rough bump. So.
perfect shot.
All right, so let's see where this one puts us. All right, awesome. All right, so we're sitting at +7, and we can go all the way. So we're a little bit close, so we might want the drive to go a little bit further, which I do have room. So instead of 1 backspin, I might only do like 0.75 backspin. I could even bring it more left. But either way. So we're looking at +7, +8. We're like bottom of +8. I know I want to do 1.5 topspin. I'm going to try to not do any side spin. And one other thing that I was noticing on my first attempt is I was kind of coming in short, and I'll probably just let this go. Like I would set up here, but I actually landed like close to the bunker. So due to the increase in elevation, you're not actually landing as high up as you're initially set up. So I'm landing a little bit shorter. So I want to aim up a little bit high, but if I aim at a certain spot with the ball guide going through the hole and I land short, due to the slope of the fairway down to the green and everything slopes to the left. So if I'm landing short, I'm actually going to come in short of the hole and to the left. So what I think I'm going to do, and again this will be a quick trial and error, is I'm going to aim with the ball guide running along the right edge of the hole. And so then that'll hopefully account for like the outside edge. And that'll hopefully account for the landing position of where I hit. All right, so 1.5 top. It's a little bit more, but we'll see. No side spin. And like I said, I'm going to and I want to favor the front because again, it's going to land short. Do a little bit less top. All right, maybe have the green ring. All right, and I'm just gonna play this one -20. So I think it's -10, but I'm not at max obviously. But I'm gonna play this one -20 max. I'm about 3.1. We'll just kind of see where that puts us. And we hit perfect. That's good.
Perfect shot.
All right, so that's super hot. So we're definitely going to go with less topspin. Probably just a bar would be fine. And that pretty much went where we were aiming. So, and it could just be, I have to go back and look at the replay. It could just be that I'm, have too much topspin, so it's breaking through the slope. It's not actually sloping down. It could just be that my adjustment is slightly off, like I slightly under-adjusted it. But if we go back and we look at the replay, let's just go see where it hit. Because I was kind of favoring the front. Of course, I'll have to go back and watch the stream then. Whenever you time out, it doesn't like to give you all your replays, unfortunately. So if you're ever wanting to go back and, like if you're doing a practice round and you ever want to go back and watch your shots, make sure you live record your holes. Because a lot of times there's not going to be a replay for you to go back and take a look at. But I'll just go back and look at the stream later and see exactly where that landed. And if I had to guess, I'd say it probably favored the middle to front of that strip of rough. And if so, then I would say I just over-adjusted it. Or I'm sorry, under-adjusted slightly. So, all right, hole number 8. We're going to be doing sniper, so we'll go back to bag 1, because I'm actually going to be playing this. So this is going to be a little bit different. So when I set it up this morning, it was with Sniper 9, which, as I said before, has 4 extra yards. I set it up at the P3 max. So I'm hoping that if I set up with a Berserker ball, that I'll have enough on the adjustment to bring me back into P3 range with a Sniper 8, if that makes sense. So I was sniper 9, I was at plus 11, so that's like 181 yards. So I need to set up at plus 15. So I need to set up at plus 15 with a sniper 8, but I need to be able to bring it back. I need to be able to bring it back to about plus 11. If I don't come back to plus 11, then when I switch to a Kingmaker, it's going to drop my target further back towards me. So this one might be a an initial timeout and then try it again on the second attempt. But we're gonna see where we can set it up. So like I said, I want to set it up at plus 15. Otherwise, if I don't have, and it looks like I should have plenty of tailwind. Yeah, it should be fine to bring it back within range of the sniper 8. So I'm not worried about that anymore.
Great shot.
All right, so we're gonna do no top spin, 1 left spin. And I'm gonna set up at plus 15. So I'm gonna have the yellow ring. So let me check something. So I did 1 top spin before, and yeah, that ended up being, or I did half top spin. It was too much. Came in kind of hot, so all right, so we'll see. I'm gonna even set up at plus 16. I'm probably just gonna let this one time out. If I look there, okay. So we'll let it time out. But what I'm looking at now is I'm looking at the yellow ring near the rough, and I'm looking at the second bounce of the ball guide. So you can see 3 squares to the right of the hole, the dark green grid. I'm looking at the right side of the ball guide, kind of touching the right side of that green grid, the dark green grid. And we'll take a look at it again here in a second when I actually set up again.
Perfect shot.
But we're going to be adjusting down to the bunker, like no matter what. So in general, I feel like the change in elevation should be consistent, but I guess it depends on how significant the adjustment is. So let me get my wind back to Berserker. Okay, so like I said, we're looking at yellow ring touching the fairway, and I'm looking at the right side of the ball guide at the second bounce, kind of touching the right side of that dark green grid. So that's what I'm initially looking for. And I'm going to do 0 elevation, but for a sniper 10. And again, hopefully this will adjust down enough. So that's like real close. It might even push me down, actually. Let's see. Yeah, so it did shift a little bit. Let's see how much that hurts. And we hit perfect, so that's good. All right, so I think, yeah.
Nice on.
So the drop down, because I didn't quite have the adjustment to get me back into range with a power 3 ball, I'm either going to need to use... I'm just going to have to set up in a different spot, is all there is to it. Like, I can't go past plus 15. So it might be as much as, using no side spin and maybe a little bit of top spin to try to get a good line from further down and further left. But I will definitely have to set up with a Berserker ball, again, because I only have 166 yards on a Sniper 8. So we'll see. We'll get some more looks tomorrow and see what we can figure out. But I definitely think the rough bump is a good play if you can get the appropriate setup and adjustment. So yeah. All right, hole number 9. Hole number 9 is going to be an extra mile and a sniper. So I'm going to go set that bag up. And again, I'm a little bit concerned with the reach of the Sniper 8. I might actually have to push up a little bit into overpower. What's up, Jay? Thanks for the good luck, man. And then based on the number of rings that I'm past, or that I'm into overpower, I'll have to push up at the very end. But we'll see. Kingmaker, all right. Hey, what's up, Brett? Thanks for the good luck.
Great shot.
All right, so we're going to be doing max top spin, max left spin. I'm going to be setting up with a power 2 ball. So I'm going to use the P2 max as a reference, and then I'm going to have the red ring just kind of splitting, like the rough line kind of splitting down the middle. And another thing you can be looking at is the second bounce, kind of, you know, centered in this little rounded portion of the fairway dipping into the bunker. Something like that. Going to switch back to our Kingmaker. I'm just playing this one 10% elevation. So I'm going to go about 3.4. Perfect ball. Good. Good. And running. Awesome. All right, so we'll see where this leaves us. 'Cause I want to play the rough bump with a sniper. But if I'm not far enough down with the Sniper 8, then I'm probably going to end up switching to Thor 4 because I get 5 bars of topspin. So I can get down a little bit further. And if that's not working, then I'll probably have to pull out the trusty big topper and start figuring out a specific drive with that. But we'll see. We'll see where this one reaches to and determine if we need to hopefully just bump up to a Thor and not necessarily a big topper. All right, yeah, so we're a little bit, so probably just an extra, because I want to be, you know, somewhere, I'll just play with 3, so it's an even number. Do max right, start with no top, just kind of see where it goes. Do about half a bar backspin. Kind of want to be up the slope a little bit more, so maybe do 2 right. So yeah, definitely be nice to, I'm just going to let it time out, but we definitely want to be further on the drive, because we don't need to be pushing into overpower and then trying to figure out our spin. Because when we're not, you know, intentionally timing out, because we're not worried about it, it could become definitely an issue. So we'll probably end up switching it up to the Thor with 5 topspin tomorrow. See where that puts us. And if I still need a little bit more, like I said, I might have to resort to the big topper. But what was that? So I'm thinking with that angle, it was 2 side spin and like a half a top spin, 3 rings into. But we'll go with that and we'll see how many rings into it we are. 2 right spin, about a half a top spin. Just kind of looking to have the ball guide going at the hole at least. So it's about 3.5 rings. So we'll adjust. And I'm playing this one, and I got to go back through and I'll figure out all my yardages later based on the club. But I'm playing this one at -10 with a sniper 10. So I'm going to turn back around, I'm going to come up about 3.5. We'll just see where this puts us. And we hit perfect, so that's good. Alright, so real close, real close. So obviously when you're having to deal with the push-up and everything, like that could throw things off, but I think it's real close to a good adjustment. So I'm gonna stick with trying to get the rough bump dialed in, excuse me. But I need to drive it a little bit further, like I said, so I don't have to deal with pushing into overpower at all and kind of guesstimating the push-up after the adjustment and everything. So a little bit more on the drive, and then I think what I'm gonna start playing with and then try to dial in as the week goes on is like a -5% elevation with, you know, club range. So, but all right, so that's pro. So again, I posted, you know, a bunch of individual hole walkthroughs, kind of the first looks that I had this morning, and then this round was kind of tweaking it based off of that. So hopefully y'all got some good information from that. I know I did for sure, and I think tomorrow we'll be able to really get more and more dialed in. So yeah, awesome. All right, so let's move over to my main account and we'll do a first look of Expert. I don't know what any of the winds are doing. I don't know what clubs, you know, the only thing I know is, as far as range goes, is kind of where I could set up certain clubs. So like as far as the par threes go, you know, if I've got tailwind, I know I could set up at, you know, I know where P3 min is on hole number 1, you know, things like that. So, but why do I switch? I switch balls periodically to get certain side spins or to get certain power level, like lines, like max lines or min lines, that sort of thing. So thanks for the good luck. All right, let's see. And epic. Nope. All right, so hole number 1. Hole number 1's a par 3, so I know it's going to either be, you know, a quarterback or a sniper. Probably sniper. But again, I don't know what the wind is doing. So let's see. See where we are at. And I don't want to qualify. So as long as I can shoot a -10, yeah, that'd be no problem. No problem. Hey, what's up, Stacy? Thanks for the good luck. Grizzly wind. Oh yeah, straight tailwind. I actually kind of had thoughts that this might be what it would be. So yeah, it's definitely good grizzly wind setup. Okay.
Great shot. Nice
Let's see if I have grizzly in one of my bags. I'm pretty sure I do. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. All right. Mm-mm.
Perfect shot.
So real quick guesstimation, I just added like 3.5 rings. Okay. So pretty close, a little bit hot.
Nice on.
My pull wasn't the greatest, I was a little bit rushed. I could have just let it go and timed out, but we did hit perfect at least, which is nice. So maybe I kind of like the one back, or I like the one left spin, coming in at it more at that angle. A little bit more backspin though, so probably like 1.5 backspin, and then try to figure out my specific placement. And then I'll probably start off
Birdie.
just doing some sort of win per ring plus X number of rings, and obviously try to get a better pool as well. And yeah, yes, Grizzly 9 is 129, Grizzly 7 and 8 are 126. So if you don't have a Grizzly 9 and you're wanting to try to set up the same as a Grizzly 9, like if you have a 7 or 8, you'll have to either you'll start off having to just set up with that and kind of tweak your adjustment from there, or if you are going to set up at Grizzly 9 yardage, then you'll have to do it with a Berserker. But what sucks about that is you're not going to have the hard max line at the same point, so you're more just guessing. But if you get the right spin configuration and the right plus yardage to set up at, then you'll at least you'll be able to dial it in that way. So awesome. Let's see, hole number 2, par 5. We got a cat 7, so I'm cool with that. And if we end up staying in the first fairway, I'll be able to play that. If we go to the next fairway, I'm probably going to want my B52. So I don't really want to use a B52 though. Although I say that I use an APOC 8, but we'll just, I don't even know really what the adjustment is for it. All right. So it's definitely, I would say have the ability to go over to the next fairway. I guess with the Berserker, and that would leave us with the bounce over kind of into the wind. Because if I laid up short, I would be at max club with my cat and maybe even pushing into overpower. So I do want to go
Great
over,
shot.
I think. And probably try to get myself in long iron range. Ideally, I'd like to get to 9 long iron range. I feel like more people probably have a Grizzly 9 versus a B52-7. But again, I say that using an APOC 8 for my driver. So definitely want to favor more right side. Play this one 10%. I'm just gonna go wind per ring. And I'll push it back up to max as well if I'm not. So I am, okay, so I'm going into overpower a little bit. So we'll see if this even gets over. Great right.
Great shot.
See if we can get a roll out into the next fairway. Nope, so not quite. So, and it looked like our opponent had a bit more of a tailwind. So I'm not sure if it's going to come down to some sort of luck with wind angle. I think obviously if you've got a power 5 ball with better wind resistance than a berserker, that would be very beneficial. You know, power 5 wind 2 like our opponent, or power 5 wind 3. But I think because I'm obviously just going to be using a berserker, if I were to use a power 5 ball, because there's a chance of not getting a good wind angle or just not getting a good rollout, I'm probably going to end up playing something short. I wish I had a Kingmaker now, but I'm going to pitch back and at least see where we're at as far as our cat shot goes. And there's also the possibility of going to the right, like playing a curl shot to the right fairway, and then doing some kind of bounce up approach. But I really like bouncing it off that pad. So I'm going to pitch back and just kind of see what the wind angle looks like if we drive it to the end of the fairway like we did in pro.
Perfect shot.
So I would obviously be using a Kingmaker if I'm going to lay up in that first fairway. So I'm not going to have the full extent of side spin that I'd like, but we'll at least get an idea of the adjustment and reach. So, you know, I won't be past. So plus 12 is like right there. And I'm going to be, let's see how far we adjust. So if we're looking at like, you know, max wind we would get for a Kingmaker would be 9.1. So we could be looking at, you know, we're at the max line here. I just want to see how many rings or how many yards it goes up. So 5 yards. So we're looking to set up at like plus 7. So somewhere right here. Because then at worst, you know, we would go to the max line. Of course, I hit great left, but so a potential 5-yard shift still isn't a problem. If we can drive it near the end of the fairway, then we should still have plenty of room to land in the middle of that fairway pad on the bounce up. So I think probably my next account, that's what I'm going to attempt to do, is just lay up in the first fairway and then see what kind of bounce up shot with a cat I can do. So, all right, hole number 3. Yeah, so I'm probably just, actually I'll probably do the same thing. I need a different, try to set up with the Grizzly. See what the wind is doing. Alright, so it's going to leave me a pretty good crosswind. Definitely be within grizzly range. I'll probably do the same thing. So I'm going to set up with a P1 ball. And I'm going to be curling it into the wind. Try 5. We'll do blue ring touching the left rough. Actually, we'll do, just do 4.5 topspin. Play this one at 10%. Can I get from this angle? I'm just gonna go 8.9. So a little bit into OP, so maybe even set up at P0.
Great shot.
So great right gets us kind of close to the rough on the right, but not too crazy. But I think next time I'll probably do 5 topspin, side spin, 3 left spin, and I'm gonna set up it at oh, I gotta plug my phone in, or my iPad. I'll set up at +0, so I'll set up at P0 max. That way we can not adjust into any overpower, and then the extra top spin or the extra side spin to kind of bring us more centered in the fairway. You know, even though I hit great right, I think even a perfect still would have been a little bit closer to the right than I want, based on trying to get plus yardage at the pin. So, but we'll see where this one puts us, and then we'll fully decide how to change our adjustment next time.
Great shot.
Yeah, great right with extra mile. Definitely not. Definitely need to bring it more right if you've got a much lower accuracy club. All right, so this, yeah, so okay, so that's good. And we can go all the way up to +9. So we got an extra 5 rings. So I think, yeah, being a little bit more left is fine and safer to stay away from the rough, but I think we'll need to be a little bit further as well, because we don't want to bring ourselves out of range. So I'll just time out. I was taking a look at all that. Just kind of make sure general area is okay. I don't even know actually what the adjustment is for a grizzly. But I think I want to play it probably 0% elevation, probably max 0% elevation. Anybody tell me what that is for 9.1 wind?
Perfect shot.
Oh, doesn't matter, he made it. So we're not gonna get a look.
Eagle.
I probably guesstimate like wind +3, wind +2 or something like that, and start working off that. All right. Oh, come on. Oh, hold on. I need to get my charger. Alright, so I figured we'd probably get some sort of headwind. So I think I want to try to do the same kind of thing and set up at P5 min. Okay. That gives me 2 reference points. And I gotta see, but it's probably it might be putting me down into the bunker. So I might need to go a little bit past. But I'm looking maybe at, having that P5 min line and then the bunker, the white ring touching the bunker on the right. Potentially as a couple reference points. Another option that I could look at, depending on where it sets me up, is like setting up at P0 min with a quarterback. But I think the distance from the second tee doesn't really set too well up for that. Like, you'd have to be using some backspin, and with the elevation change and everything, it's better to use topspin to try to run it to the hole.
Perfect shot.
The backspin could be way too many variables to try to account for. All right, we need a forfeit after this shot because I don't need anybody else making more stuff, and potentially, let me get my wind. I want to be able to have my goes after I time out. So we'll just kind of go at the hole, play this one, min plus 30. Like I said, I'm going to be adjusting into the bunker. So we'll just kind of see how it plays after that. But we hit perfect, so that's good.
Shot.
All right, so line-wise,
Nice on.
I mean, I definitely like the funnel that this hole has in general, but we need more topspin if we're not going to do any kind of push-up. More topspin, more to get to the hole, basically. So maybe next time we'll try 4.5 bars, but I really I hope that I can keep my reference points, P5 min, and then the bunker with the white ring, because that's easily repeatable. And then it's just a matter of getting the right adjustment, getting the right spin settings to to get to the hole, but then to be in line as well. So, all right. Is this a blast shot? That'd be cool if it was. $10.3 for 9.1. All right, I'll keep that in mind. So I'll probably start like add 1.2 or whatever. And we'll see. Oh yeah, it's definitely this is definitely a go for it. I appreciate that, Michael. And I'll start going based off of that as I try to dial in the approach on whatever hole that was. That was hole 5, I think. Hole 5 maybe. Or what hole? No, that was hole 2. Hole 3. That was hole 3. I don't know. It was one of the first 3 holes.
Great shot.
I think we're on hole 5. So obviously you can make it with a Kingmaker. I have no issues burning Zerks, especially if it leaves me with a better. I just wish I could reach up further, just so I could see the ball guide. But I know. I mean, I'm just gonna try. I probably don't need anywhere near that much topspin. Just go 7 topspin, 1 left spin, kind of in line with the fairway. I'm gonna push up 3 rings. I can't see.
Perfect shot.
Now we're at a lower elevation, so I actually might need to push up a little bit further. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Lands plenty up there. Good line. Okay. So I was pretty close to that right rough. I think I'd prefer to favor more left. And I'm going to let him hit just so I can go back and just kind of zoom out over the shot. Yeah, I appreciate it, Brian. Because I hit that one perfect. A great right potentially could have clipped, like the way it looked, it could have clipped the rough but still rolled out for a wedge shot, but it could also hit the bunker and plug. But I think with the top spin
Great shot.
that we're using, like I said, I'm gonna go back and look here in a second. I might have plenty of clearance to just bounce over the that little rough, the little island rough. So again, just kind of, I hate the angle. But I was kind of close to this fairway, so like a great right, you know, potentially would hit the rough here and then kind of skip out to the fairway fringe, maybe on the green, although I don't know if that putt would be nasty or not. Or it could potentially hit the bunker and plug, or a double great right could be in the bunker. But we definitely had plenty of clearance, I think, to fly over this fairway patch. So if I can play it maybe more left with some right curl, maybe have to push all the way up to max, something like that, kind of bring it in at a better angle, I think we could hopefully avoid any potential great right issues and give ourselves a good, relatively consistent, repeatable drive every time to get down there for the eagle chip. So, all right, let's see, par 5. Unfortunately, I don't have a Cat 7 on my Chief account, so I'd like to do a sniper approach. But again, not knowing what the wind is doing, we'll just have to kind of see where it puts us. So they've actually given us like a straight tailwind, almost straight tailwind in Master. Makes you want to kind of blast it over to the last fairway. Though one thing I'm concerned about, and I haven't, you know, tested it yet, is like running through to that hazard patch. And then like going OB, or I assume it's OB in the middle of that area.
Great shot.
All right, so let's see. The angle. Kind of brings us down about 5 yards. All right, I think it's probably just safe enough to set up at max. Let me do. See what half tops. I don't want to go too far, obviously. I want to favor, I think, 1159, just so I'm bringing myself a little bit more south. I do not want to go through the fairway.
Perfect shot.
And I just played a 10% adjustment on that. So plenty of clearance, good rollouts. I feel pretty comfortable with the distance I am from the rough. I don't necessarily feel like I need to get closer. But we'll see where it leaves our second shot as far as the approach goes for that. Because even if I did, you know, need to get a little bit closer, it's not like I can get too much closer. And like I said, you don't want to go through. You go through into the rough and you're leaving yourself with a very difficult eagle save to try to get up to the green with a Nirvana or off-road or whatever club you have. I guess Amazon might be good, but with the lack of ball guide, you could also put yourself in trouble if you can't judge the topspin the right way.
Perfect shot. Nice on.
All right, so just based on this angle, we're going to be coming, kind of looking, I mean, we're going to drop in elevation a little bit, nothing severe. Let's see what kind of top spin we need. Start with 3 top, no side. It's kind of a, I think it's a funnel. See, and then it dips, you know, you drop back and it dips down to the left.
Perfect shot.
So I played that one at 0 elevation, max club, 3 top spin, no side spin. It's super hot, bouncing off the pin. Great line, but way too hot.
Nice on.
So maybe one thing, I'd have to see how the ball guide would change, but maybe you know, at that specific distance, I could set up with ball guide to the hole and then back off a little bit on the spin. But if I back off on the spin and start throwing my ball guide left or right based on the slope, you know, that's an issue obviously. But if it stays consistent, then I could line it up to the hole with the ball guide, maybe back off to 2 top spin, and then 0 elevation seemed like a good number, so we'll see what happens next time. All right, hole 7. This is another one, in master at least. Drive the green, like straight tailwind. I doubt that they've given me straight tailwind here, but let's see. All right, so crosswind. So again, yeah, it's like, okay, so I feel like it leaves me with a good opportunity for a rough bump on that little narrow strip due to the crosswind that we have. And I feel like, do I have the grizzly in this one? Oops. Okay. I feel like I want her to be close.
Perfect shot.
So I played half back, one left. Sit, sit, sit. A little too far. Should have done one back. 0 elevation. So we'll see where this puts me at as far as plus yardage at the pin goes. But like I said, I'm thinking I want to try to do the same type of long iron rough bump off that patch of fairway, or the patch of rough in between the bunker and the fairway.
Great shot.
So yeah, a little bit past, significantly past. So I want to be obviously shorter. Probably line-wise is okay, but somewhere like around there. So I'm like probably a good 9 rings past. Oh, timeout. But I'm thinking I'm going to try wind -1. And again, I don't want my drive to be there, so it's going to change once I get my drive dialed in, so I have plus yardage. But at least for the time being, that's what I was going to attempt. And actually, real quick, I'm going to take a look at where I might be as far as the min line goes. Because then I might rethink having my drive go to that distance if I can set up at the min line like before the bunker.
Great shot.
But then I'll also have to take a look at whether I'm adjusting into the bunker or not, which is going to throw things off. So let's at least take a look at where that's at. Yeah, so not quite there. And like I said, even if I was, I'd probably end up adjusting, you know, kind of down the slope, messes it up. But one thing I did see, if I can get the right spot, maybe come a little. Hold on. All right, so I'm just gonna try wind -1. I don't really know. We hit perfect, so let's see where this goes. And super roll down to the thing. All right, so now, I know one shot that I attempted way back, it was a master tourney, but same rule applies, was like a max backspin Saturn shot, because if you kind of play it on the slope before the green, it gives you a good little rollout to the hole. So something I might look into as well on my next account is maybe doing some sort of maybe not max backspin. I can't remember if it was a max backspin with a Saturn or not. But something with a lot of backspin, kind of just off the fringe, that really throws it down into the green, but gives you a good guide and a good rollout to the hole. So we'll see, because there's seeming to be quite a few little variables that are throwing the rough bump off a little bit. But it's Monday. We'll get it figured out. Yeah, I think -10. Let's see, what did I have in pro? Yeah, I was saying -10 in pro. So I'm thinking -10 for that shot. All right, so this one's definitely going to be a rough bump. However, I think it might be a quarterback rough bump. And the question is, where am I going to set it up? Like, I don't even know if I'll be able to set it up. It might still be, I don't know, it might still be a sniper rough bump. But I'll have to like set it up at P2 max. And hopefully it'll adjust enough. Marlin time? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. The wind wouldn't be too crazy. But let's see. Oops, there. So let's see with a katana. So we're looking at like 1.5 top, no side, maybe 2 top. Let's see, now I'm probably going to push into overpower, so I might need to set up even further down, yeah. So I'm going to have to set up maybe with P1. P1 probably have enough room, although we're looking at a low wind. So if I had 9.1, wanting to play 10%, I need at least 10 rings, 10 1/4 rings to play with. So I'll see what it looks like if I set up at P0. But then I might be adjusting into the bunker, so I'll have to see what the angle looks like as well. Otherwise, yeah, we might be looking at a quarterback Marlin or something. We'll see where that one sets up as well.
Perfect shot.
Because if I did set up with a quarterback, I feel like the adjustment across the rough would be fairly consistent. There's so many slopes, it's hard to say, but let's see where it puts us. All right, so we got the king wind. And then if we adjust, yeah, we're adjusting into the bunker, so I don't really like that. But if we're at P1, and then we go 10 1/4. Yeah, see, even that. So, okay, so it's gonna have to be, and I'm probably not gonna even get the shot. All right, yeah, it's gonna be probably quarterback, maybe with the Marlin. Let's see where the navigator puts us. Puts us pretty far to the right. So yeah, if I want to play the rough bump, it's gonna be a Marlin with a quarterback. But I'll definitely give that a go on the next attempt, because I'm not concerned about 10 wind. So if I can get a good landing spot, good adjustment, I think that could be a very beneficial play. So we'll have to find out next time though. All right, last hole, hole 9. This would be fun if it was a blast shot. Oh yeah, all right. Sounds good. Might even be able to do probably just a Titan blast, actually. Hey, what's up, Jonas? Thanks for the good luck, man.
Perfect shot.
Now this might end up being the better play, to be honest. Lay up and then try to do a sniper rough bump like I was doing in pro. But it's always fun to blast as well. Just make sure I'm not gonna, yeah. Oh, go in the water. Okay, at least I get another attempt. See, I checked over there. It didn't seem like it was going to clip it, but apparently it does. Well, at least we get another look at it. And then we'll probably abandon it forever.
Great shot. Nice on.
No, hit it again. Alright. At least max curl won't work, but I'm just not sure that even limited curl for a blast is going to be very good.
Eagle.
So it's just going to end up being probably a layup. I do want to look at one other thing real quick. Yeah. I mean, I'll try it again just because I'm not going to even get a look at an Alba anyway. But, yeah, it's just too bad. So I feel like this one's going to over curl though to the right and just land in the rough. Yep, just like that. All right, well, we took 3 fun blast shots at it unsuccessfully. But yeah, I think going forward, probably the layup and then trying to do the rough bump like I was in pro would probably be the best. Yeah, Zerk can just curl, but it's gonna. I mean, it's not gonna curl enough to get to like fairway. I wouldn't think. Probably leave you in the rough, which is not the greatest of repeatable, consistent approaches. If I was able to get to that like right fairway before the green, somehow there's a great short iron funnel shot, but I just don't think so. And I was looking to see if maybe I had the reach with the APOC and a Zerk to try to do like a curl shot like you were saying, but I think the trees kind of up and to the left will get in the way. I don't know. I might take a few other looks on another account at what I can do to get down there, but it's probably going to end up being just a layup and then sniper rough bump shot. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting the stream, and hopefully you guys were able to learn some stuff. Probably more stuff from pro, but I'm sure there were some things to learn from expert as well. But again, we were learning together because that was my first look at any of the wins for expert, but definitely got some good ideas of what to attempt going forward. So yeah, as always, I appreciate hanging out with you guys and hopefully giving you some knowledge. And tomorrow we'll be doing master qualifying rounds. I think initially my stream I talked about doing master practice as well, but I'm not gonna be doing that. But we'll do qualifying rounds tomorrow. For master, we'll do 2 of them, and it'll be same time as today, so 1:30 this week. This week and next week will be 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully I'll see you guys there, and good luck in your qualifying rounds.